Hello, genealogists. This is Craig, and this is Just Genealogy. So today, at the request of a subscriber, I'm looking at a record from Hardy County, Virginia. Let me share it with you. So this is taken from a Hardy County court record, book number 4, 1795 to 1798. It's on page 177. And basically, this Hardy County court record book looks to be an order book. And so there are a couple of things in here that are interesting. The question the subscriber had was, this is from 1797. Did any of these decisions play a role in how Michael Yoakum became the captain of the Hardy County Militia Company in the War of 1812? And the answer to that is most assuredly it did. But let's look at the record. It says, ordered that the following persons be recommended. And what we're doing is recommending to His Excellency the Governor and Council to appoint these individuals as militia officers in Hardy County. So you see that it talks about the individuals. So first it talks about the people in the 1st Battalion, Thomas Fry, captain, in room of James Wilson, resigned. So whenever somebody resigns, somebody has to take their place. So another appointment needs to be made. Appointments are made by the governor's council. And the words in room of basically mean to replace or in the place of. So whenever you see in the room of, it means the first guy is taking the second guy's place. So we see here in the 1st Battalion, Thomas Fry is now a captain, and what he has done is he has replaced James Wilson as a captain because James Wilson resigned. Evan Pugh, lieutenant, in the room of Henry Fry, resigned. Fry family might have been moving on. Same thing. Now this guy's a lieutenant because Henry Fry, the previous lieutenant, has resigned. David Ogden, ensign. There never having been any ensigns to the company before. This tells me that this is a young company because likely there should have been ensigns, or there may just not have been enough people to have ensigns. Jacob Miller, captain, in the room of David Wilson, resigned. So here we have another Wilson. It's likely, just likely, that those two Wilsons might be related. Isaac Chrisman, lieutenant, in the room of Anthony Miller, resigned. So it goes on and on and on and on and on about the 1st Battalion. Then we come down to the 2nd Battalion and we go through the same thing. However, Isaac Hutton was removed, not resigned. So we don't know what that actually means at this point, but it could mean that he was court-martialed. It could mean that he just wasn't showing up appropriately. And so the determination was made that not a good deal. But notice also Jacob Yoakum was removed. And then Michael Yoakum, ensign, in the room of Joseph Inskeep, promoted. So what the promoted means is that Joseph Inskeep was promoted to lieutenant, more than likely. And therefore, there was now room for an ensign, and Michael Yoakum became that ensign. So the question is, did these decisions play a role in how Michael Yoakum became the captain of Hardy County Militia in the War of 1812? Of course they did, because in order for him to be a captain, usually, not always, but usually, he would have had to come up through the ranks, and him becoming an ensign is the first step in those ranks. An ensign is the most junior of officers. Now, remember, we're not talking about non-commissioned officers. Non-commissioned officers don't have to be approved by the governor and council. Only commissioned officers do. So non-commissioned officers would be like sergeants. Commissioned officers would be like ensigns, lieutenants, captains, majors, lieutenant colonels, colonels. So here we have Michael Yoakum becoming an ensign in 1797, and then 15 years later, he becomes a captain. That works. He could have been an ensign for 5 years. He could have been a lieutenant for 5 years. He could have been a captain for 5 years, and then the War of 1812 broke out. So what needs to be done, the future research is, having found Michael in this order book where he gets appointed or is recommended for appointment as an ensign, you then want to find out, does he actually become an ensign? More than likely, because usually the governor and council approve these kind of things. Now you want to look for when he gets promoted, like Joseph Inskeep did, where someone is taking Michael's place in room of him because he's been promoted, and you want to look for his promotion to lieutenant. And then eventually you want to look for his promotion to captain, which should occur sometime prior to the War of 1812, because he is, in fact, a captain in Hardee County in the War of 1812. So court order books are the places where you want to find militia appointments and recommendations for militia appointments. There probably is a record in the Library of Virginia that deals with these appointments in the records of the governor and council. I think that's what it's called. And I would want to look there too if I was looking for the specifics of any promotion. So here we've looked at a record from Hardee County court records. Hardee County was in Virginia at this time. Eventually in 1863, it would become West Virginia. This was found in Book 4, 1795 to 1798, page 177 rather, and it's from 1797. So I would look in record group Book 5, 6, and 7, whatever got me to 1812, to see what else I could find. So this has been Craig. This has been Just Genealogy, and we've been talking about an order book and militia recommendations to the governor and council and militia appointments. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.